Hey, this is Andrew Brown from Exam Pro, and we are on to the Terraform workflows. And so I listed out here individual Terraform workflow, but I think really what I want to do is just show you how to use the VSC workflow because we've been mostly working with the CLI, and also just like committing our code in a way that we should be doing it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I guess, start a new project here. And I'm just thinking about it here. We did just create that module, and I kind of feel like using that module right away just to kind of get this going. So what I'm going to do is create myself a new main file here, main.tf. And I'm going to go back to the previous project here where we have this. I'm going to copy this over, and we are going to paste that on in here. And so this has my credentials here. There's some sensitive stuff that I probably wouldn't want to be passing in here. So what I'm going to do is make myself a variables dot, or sorry, not variables, terraform.tfvars. And I'm going to just copy the contents here like so. And I'm going to paste it on in as such. And then what we're going to do is set up a bunch of variables here. So we'll have var.vpcid. We'll have var. We'll just name them all the same, okay? We probably could grab that that key via using like the file system, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to grab this here. Whoops. var.server name. Okay. And we do need to set up our variables. So I'm going to make a new file here. We'll call this variables. Well, variables.tf would probably be better, right? And we will go to our modules here. And luckily, all we got to do is grab this. So we'll grab that. And I'm going to go to our new one here. Am I in the right? Nope, I'm still in modules. Workflows, good. We're going to go ahead and paste that on in. I'm just going to remove the defaults. Okay, we want to explicitly set all these. Okay, and so that's all set up, and we're going to have to create ourselves a new repository. So I'm going to do git init, and I'm going to go ahead and make myself a new repo. I'm going to make this a private repo, by the way. So we will go to GitHub here, make a new repo, and yeah, I'll put it under Omen King, and this will just be like VSC Terraform or version control system. I always get that VSC, VCS mixed up. If you can't tell, I'm dyslexic, and I literally am dyslexic. So we have that set as private, and that's totally fine. We're going to create ourselves that repository. And we have established that init. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the .git ignore file that we had there a moment ago with our modules that was in our submodule there because I thought that was pretty good. Git ignore there. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And we will create ourselves a new file. This will be .git ignore. We'll go paste that on in there. And so we just have to go through this whole process. So git add all, git commit, switch over to main. And we will switch over to this. I kind of want this menu. I'm sure you can move it to the right, but I kind of want it on the right just so when I click over here, I'm not clicking onto a different file. And we will go ahead and push this. Let's just refresh this. Nothing's been pushed yet. Git remote add. So we add the main. Did our commit not work here? Oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong folder. That's fair. As always, wrong folder, Andrew. Okay, so we'll do git add all. Whoop. Oh well, git init, I guess. Git add all. Git commit. Git branch main. Git add remote. Git push. Sure, we'll set it like that. We will make sure that our code is up to date. Great, no readme, and that's totally fine. And so what we'll do is make our way over to Terraform Cloud, okay? So we'll go over here. Just gonna close that out. We will sign in. And I'm going to just create myself a new workspace. We haven't really done anything with this provisioners. I can go ahead and delete this. We're not even using this anymore. So go ahead and delete that. Yeah, delete Terraform Cloud. Put the name in provisioners. Delete this workspace. And we'll go back to our workspaces here. We'll create a new one. And we're going to choose a version control workflow. We're going to go down to GitHub, choose github.com. Authorize it, give them everything. Please disable block up popper. Okay, so we'll go up here. Done. No. Always allow here, sorry. So go to GitHub here. Authorize Terraform Cloud. This is in my personal account. We only need it for a select repository. So what did we call this? It was VCS. There it is. It's a private repo. Install. And there it is. I'm going to select it. I don't know if I have to do anything there. Terraform working directory. Workspaces with no Terraform working directory will always trigger runs. I guess it will be doing that. The default branch is, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to set it as main. The branch from which to import new versions. This defaults to the value your version control provides by default branch. Well, then it's going to be main anyway, so I don't have to change that. We don't have any submodules, so we'll go ahead and hit create workspace. Okay, so our workspace is set up. We are going to need to set our variables. So we're going to make our way over here. And we're going to go ahead and add this here. If there's a way to do like an import, I would love to know if like Terraform's watching this, like HashiCorp. If there's a way, I'd love to know how to just like import my file there, but you probably have to bring it one over at a time. It's probably like a security reason for that. So we'll go over here into our variables, our TFRs, and we should probably check to make sure that this works. No, I'm pretty confident with it, so we're just going to copy these over. So first we have our VPC ID. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so we have VPC ID. We're going to save that. And then we have this IP address. I'll just copy this one at a time. And we'll add that. We need our public key. This we will consider, I guess, sensitive. And we will paste that on in there. We will specify our T2 micro here. That would be instance type. We are going to need our server name here. Okay, and we do need to set our AWS environment variables here. So I'm going to go over to AWS provider Terraform. I can never, ever remember those environment variables, even though I work with AWS the most and super frequently, I can never remember them. So we go here to this, to documentation. We're going to scroll on down, and there they are. So we're going to grab that one. And did I close? Nope, I didn't. Okay, good. So we have that key. And I'm just going to cat my AWS credentials. Again, I'm going to get rid of this, so there's no chance that this is going to get abused at any time here. And we need a secret here. Fun, 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 fun. And I should be making these sensitive, because they are super sensitive. And we'll add a variable here. And this one will be our default. US East 1. We will save that. And so this is all set up. Okay. And so it should trigger whenever there is some kind of change to the repository. Now, I don't know if it's going to change every time. So like if I make a change or I add a README file, I don't know if that's going to trigger it. And so I think that should be interesting to find out, okay? So your configuration has been uploaded. Next, you probably want to configure variables. We just did that. What's Q plans? Oh, okay, like if we want to run something. And so triggered a few seconds ago. I'm not sure what's talking about. I didn't do anything. Unreadable module directory, unable to evaluate the directory symlink at Terraform. Oh, that's right, because we've published it. We actually never tried our module after we published it, and we need to refer to it. And that's a great opportunity for us to update this file here. So we want to reference it from Terraform. So we'll go registry Terraform. And we're going to find our sweet, sweet module. Can I go to my profile to show my module under there? I've published a module. What are they talking about? I've definitely published a module. So we'll go to modules here. And we're going to go over to what we call it, Terraform, AWS, Apache. Oh, it's not going to show up because they don't show them under there, eh? Oh, well, it's under modules here, AWS. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, so that's a bit tricky, but I think we can find it. So this one here is Terraform, AWS modules. So we could probably just do Terraform, Apache example. What? Come on, my module's published. They told me it was published, right? I'm not crazy, am I? We'll do it one more time. Yeah, it was already published. Well, there it is. Okay, so we found it. It was a little bit tricky. And so we just got to grab this here. And I'm just going to go and swap out the source. And I guess we should set the version. And we will do a Terraform init. Oh, but something we haven't done is set up our workspace here. So that's another thing we're going to have to do. We don't have any instructions, I don't think, in our CLI, or sorry, in our overview here. No. So we're just going to have to go back to our getting started one where we've actually used Terraform Cloud and use that as an example. So we will go over to our, what is under providers? No, it's under main. Here it is. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab this here. And we'll go back here and we'll paste it in at the top. And this one is going to be VCS. What did we call this? Terraform. Terraform. And I feel like I'm missing a curly brace here. Yeah, I am. And so what we're going to do again is do Terraform init. And then we're going to go Terraform plan. Because that's what you would do. You'd say, okay, does this plan look good before I push it out, right? Running the plan in the remote backend output will stream here. We'll stop streaming the log. So I guess we can see the run happening. Not seeing the run here, but it was streaming it out, it said. So if I went to, where's that run? Here. Copy that. And we'll grab it here. So here we can see the run. This was started as a speculative plan, so it cannot be applied. And that makes sense, right? If I go back to my runs here, does it show up? So it doesn't show under here, but we can see it in isolate. I don't know why they do that. I guess it's because it's not a real run. It's just kind of like a speculative one. So I'm not really sure about that, why they would do it like that, but that's what it is. So I think this is all good to go. Like we look at it and be like, yeah, this is great, right? And so now what we'll do is we will go git status. We'll say git add all, git commit -m, and this is going to be make it work, you know, because that's what we want to do. We want to make it work, and we'll do a git push. And so what that should do, oh, I just pushed to the main branch. You know what? Like that's not what I should have done. I should have made a pull request and then merged it in. But the point is, it doesn't matter. If you push anything there, it should deploy it. And wow, I really spelled work wrong. W-O-W-R-K. Terrible. That's awful. So we'll give that a moment to deploy. It's now in plan, so we can go in here and watch it if we want. Oh, and it's a pending, so it's waiting for us to accept it there, eh? So, wow, this is actually really nice. I have never seen this before in the UI, so I guess when it does that, you can go here, and this is a lot easier way to navigate. I think that if I knew this earlier, I would never, ever, ever output here because it just sucks there. And so if I'm happy with it, I can confirm and apply. I can add a comment. Looks great. And since we actually haven't deployed anything yet, I actually do want to go ahead and confirm it. And I guess I have to write a message. So I will accept everything that goes wrong here. So that's pretty cool. And so we're going to watch that run. And I'll see you back here when the server's provisioned, okay? All right, so after a little wait here, it looks like our server is provisioned, and you know, it shows us that we have our resources have been created there, and we can see our outputs. And so if we go over to AWS, we'll just see if our server is running, and it absolutely is. And so now what I want to do is actually do a branch and then push that branch and do a pull request, because as far as I understand, it's going to output some stuff for us in our PR. And that's what I want to see. So what I'm going to do is make a new branch here. We're going to go git checkout -b, and we'll just say add tags. And we're going to go into here. And I want to go down to our module. So our module's here. And I don't think we're going to be able to modify the server directly and add tags to it. So I guess what I'll have to do is just add another resource. So I probably shouldn't have called it tags. It's kind of like too late now. No, it's not too late. I'm going to move back and fix that. So we'll go back here, git checkout main. We'll say git checkout -b, and I'm going to just say S3 bucket. We'll do that instead. And so we will add our S3 bucket. So this will be resource, AWS S3 bucket. And we just need a name here. So we'll give it a name. And we can randomize out the name because there are functions like random with whatchamacallit here. So I'm going to go built-in functions. I'm just Googling this really quickly here. Terraform random. You know, even if it wasn't that, we could probably just use a UUID as well. That probably work pretty well. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to go here and curly's here, and we'll just say VCS. You can't imagine how many times I made that mistake when I made the lecture content. Way too many times. So what we'll do is do a Terraform plan just to see if it's happy with that. We actually have to give it a name. Say bucket. And so it's going to just run that plan there. And we'll just wait here. An argument named name is not expected here. Okay, so maybe it's called like bucket name or something. Maybe it's just called bucket. Terraform. So it's just called bucket. It's just bucket. My bad. Bucket. I guess the only problem with using the UUID there is every time we run it, it will change. So we probably shouldn't have called it UUID like that. That's probably a bad idea now that I think about it. Yeah, so I think what I'll do instead of doing that is I'm just going to set a new variable in here. Say like bucket. And I'm just going to default it to something like and we'll go back over here. And I'm just going to say var bucket. And I'm going to do another plan here, just making sure everything is okay. Great, and so that plan is all good. And so now what we're going to do is go git add, git commit, add bucket. We're going to do git push. It's going to ask us to push upstream. So we're going to copy that, paste that in there, hit enter. And what we'll do is make our way over to our browser. We're going to go over to GitHub here. And I'm not going to bug HashiCorp today. I'd like to bug them quite a bit. And we'll go to GitHub and we'll find our new project. What did I call this? VCS, right? VCS, Terraform. And there's a thing here, so I'm going to go ahead and create this pull request. And it's asking to merge into main. And I'm going to go over to Terraform and see if it does anything interesting. Oh, we got all our resources there. That's pretty nice. We'll go back over to here. There are no conflicts. We can definitely merge and accept this. I thought it would generate out a plan here. I really thought that it would do that. So I'm just wondering if maybe I don't have it configured how I think I do. don't trigger speculative plans for pull requests to this repository. For pull requests to this repository. That's what I wanted. I want to turn that on, so we'll update that. And so now my question is, if I go back to my pull request, is it going to generate one? I don't see one. Maybe it's from then on out. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this pull request. Close this pull request. And I'm going to reopen it. Maybe that will trigger it. Ah, see, here we go. So now I think it's going to create a speculative plan here first. So we're just waiting for that to finish. Great. And so if we see that it generated a speculative plan, I guess I thought it would output it in here. If we go show all checks. So it's not here, but it produced, I guess, a speculative plan somewhere. I really thought it would be in line here. Okay. If we go to runs, I don't know where those speculative plans go. So they're somewhere, right? I mean, it's great that it ran it. I just wish I knew where they were. And maybe like it would show us a link to it in there. So maybe I can get a link. Details. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So maybe like someone could click in and just review it, and that's what they would do. So what we're going to do is go ahead and merge that pull request. Still using my old emails there, but that's fine. So we're going to add that bucket. And we're going to go back over to here. And we're going to see that's now running there. So that's pretty much it for workflows. And that pretty much covers, like, I mean, technically we did it as an individual. And so, you know, if I was an individual, I would use the version control system, like as opposed to the CLI. But this would also be for Terraform clouds. We're not like covering the remote one, the middle tier there, just because it's a lot like the Terraform workflows for teams without cloud, because it's just a lot of work. And you know, I honestly think that you should use Terraform Cloud there. So you know, once this is done, we need to kind of pull it down. But you know, I don't want to get rid of it because we might come back to this particular project. And so maybe we can just destroy the resources here. So I'm going to go to our settings and just take a look here. When enabled, this setting allows destroy plans to be created and stuff like that. Queuing a destroy plan will redirect to a new plan and will destroy all the infrastructure managed by Terraform. It is equivalent of running the Terraform plan. Destroy. So I think we'll try that once this is done. Shouldn't take too long here. Oh, maybe we have to accept it in here. So I think that's the thing, is like if you were to have pull requests, it'd be kind of annoying to have to like double accept this every time. So I think this is where you'd go to general and you'd have auto apply turned on, right? And I will flip that on because that's going to get annoying if I'm going to have to keep on doing that. Okay. And so that's applied. This will go pretty fast. It's already done. And so we'll go back over to settings here, because I just want to destroy the infrastructure, but I don't necessarily want to get rid of the state file or anything else, like all the work we put into this. So I'm going to say queue a destroy plan. And I'm just going to type in the workspace name. So this is VCS, Terraform, and I believe this will just tear everything down. But we'll leave our workspace in place. So we'll give it a moment. Because I definitely think we're going to come back to this when we're looking at Terraform Cloud, okay? So we have 4 resources we want to possibly destroy there. And it has auto apply, so it's going to just automatically start doing that. We're not even going to confirm it. I wonder if they should make like a feature that should just be auto approve for just apply, or, you know, etc. like that. That might be something they might want to offer. Because in that case, I kind of felt like I should have confirmed that, because it's not going through the the version control system where I'm doing a pull request. I just happen to be destroying it. But anyway, that's good for now, and I feel like this satisfies it, and we'll come back to this setup, okay?